I'm making this on April 30th, 2023. This is Mark the Ministry Dude. Today I want to talk a little bit about, ADHD. There's a lot of stuff like that in the world today. People just can't concentrate, and I'm the same way too. I'm getting a little bit older now, and I forget stuff a lot like that. But I just can't. It's hard to concentrate on one thing. I'm getting it down a little bit, but I think a lot of it has to do with pollution. They pollute our air. The stuff they put in our foods, prescription drugs. They need to find a more natural way to treat things instead of prescriptions. I mean, yeah, prescriptions do help. Some people really need them, but you know, a lot of doctors are just quick to write a prescription and boom. Instead of getting to the root of the problem, they just put a band-aid on it. A lot of them will do. And that's not right, really. Let's read a couple Bible verses before we really get into it. Romans 8:33-39. Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifieth. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Yeah, there's something going on in this world. People are there's more and more mental illness. People are just the foods that they eat, the air they breathe, the way others treat them, the way their government's treating them. It's just insane. There's unrest in the United States, in the world. The Russians invaded Ukraine. We sent all our jobs over to China. Now they built their military up and they're more powerful than us because we allowed it. Well, we didn't allow it. The politicians allowed it. A lot of these people, they'll sneak behind our backs and they'll do things that we don't know. You'd be surprised what goes on in this world that we don't know about. We, the people, don't know about. There's things that would just make your stomach turn. I guarantee you. Like these news journalists and like that, a lot of them will try to dig into the truth. Some of them, they get killed for what they find out sometimes. It's mad. They're dividing the country. Blacks against whites and everybody against the Chinese because they brought this COVID over here. Well, how do we know where this COVID originated from? It could have originated from anywhere. You just don't know. And it's just life is just so stressful and money is tight and we're just our backs are up against the wall and we feel like there's no way out. There is. See, one of the problems I see is a lot of people have gotten away from God and Jesus Christ. I mean, look at they've taken them out of the public eye, out of schools. You can't say anything about Jesus in schools, but you can put a Muslim prayer cloth down and pray that. That's all right though, because if they're offended by it, then we can't. Well, us Christians are offended by not being able to preach about Jesus. Like look at Kirk Cameron. A lot of these libraries, they didn't want him there because they didn't want him preaching about Jesus because excuse me, because he's against homosexual relationships and like that. And they want to include everybody. Well, if you want to include everybody, then you should be including him too. It's his prerogative to not agree with that lifestyle. I don't agree with it either. But I don't go around, badgering people and bad mouthing them like that. What they do in their own personal life is their business, not mine. I don't really care what they do. All I know is, I try to live as clean a life as I can, and I know where I'm going when I die. Not everybody knows where they're going. I mean, some people I like to tell where to go, but I know where I'm going. I'm going to glory. I'm going to be with Jesus when I die. And a lot of people need to wise up about this too. Because, he is, we're all from somewheres. I mean, there's got to be something out there somewheres that a supreme being or something. Where do we come from? I mean, this puzzled me. I talked with it about with my dad years ago about where do we come from? Where are we going after we die? What's going to happen to us? That's the $1 million question. What is what's going to happen to us after we die? I mean, if we're bad when we're here, are we going to be you know damned to eternal fires or what? That's the question. Oh man, this COVID's got me down. My grandson got it. You know, even though we was homeschooling him, he had to go to the school to take some of these tests for homeschooling. And while he was there, he picked up COVID and my granddaughter. So now they pass it on to me and my wife. That's one reason why we homeschooled to begin with, was so that we didn't have to worry about, because they don't have as many colds or anything now. But next year, we're going to try a different curriculum where they won't have to go to schools and take these tests. We'll just do it right here from the house. We don't have to worry about it. We won't be under the government's thumb. Like, you really can trust them to guide your children because they know it all, don't they? Not. Yeah, we're going to try a different way. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. That the big pharmacies, they make these prescription drugs because they think they're going to fix us. It's just putting a band-aid on things, all it is. Nobody wants to get to the root of the problem. Like people got ADHD now, and me, I got a form of it too. It's hard to concentrate on one thing at the same time. I'll see something that I like and I'll check it out, and then I'll get bored with that and go on to something like a webinar. I'll see a webinar and I'll watch it. I waste an hour of my time watching something that doesn't really benefit me. And I think that's the way it is with a lot of webinars. I've been to some webinars that are 30 minutes long and they're good, very informative. But then I've been to some that's 2 hours long, and the first half hour to 45 minutes, all the people talk about is how great they are and how much money you're going to make if you buy their product. And with the advertising like that, it just confuses everybody more and more and more. And we just, we're bombarded with all these millions of advertisements, and we don't know which way to turn. Especially, if you're indecisive, you can't really make up your mind what you want to do. I finally found something that I really like, and I'm sticking with it. I like to help people with their finances like that because, if you help people financially, get above board, and live a better life, then they won't have all the stress or the worry of everyday life. They'll have enough money to do the things they want. They'll be able to help their family and everything. That's my goal, to help as many people as I can to be financially independent. No, it's not no MLM marketing and all that junk. I tried that years ago too. It don't work. You got to be a special person for that. And even then, I was with a company, and when I lived down in Florida, I was with this company. I think it was called Equinox. They had these, you know, hair care and healthcare products like that. And I joined. I was really excited about it, because they had really nice products and they smelled really good and everything. It was a little bit on the pricey side, but I was doing really good at it too. I mean, I didn't make a whole lot of money, but next thing I know, I went to order something, but nobody there anymore. I guess the guy that started the company decided that he wanted to just take all the money and leave, or I don't know whatever happened. But anyways, they closed their doors and that was it. So that kind of shied me away from MLM marketing or Amway. I tried that when I was younger. Melaleuca. There's thousands of them. All it is just high price stuff that you can buy at Amazon or Walmart like that for half of what they want. Then you don't have to bug your friends and relatives and neighbors. Side hustles. That's the thing now. Side hustles. That's what you need. You need a side hustle. I'll tell you the first thing you need to do. I see this a lot now. You got to just concentrate on this. You got to write yourself a book, because I see a lot of people there. They got books about their business or whatever, and they sell the book for they give you the book free, but you got to pay for the shipping. or you got to pay for the handling, whatever it is, $7.95. I've got a book on my family kitchen and crafts website about homeschooling because we homeschool our grandkids. They live with us, and that it's really good, because we teach them about God and Jesus. We can kind of control what they do. You write yourself a little book, or you you get yourself a PDF file of whatever's about your business, and you sell it to people, for $7.95 or $8.95 or five, whatever price you feel like is reasonable for you. I sell mine for $7.95, so and also reasonable. It teaches you how to be a homeschool professor. It even sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, be a homeschool professor. Start out with that. I've wrote a few books on Amazon about Airbnb, and when I was younger, I was an alcoholic, and I wrote a book about that, and I wrote a book about how to write a book. I wrote a book about how to write a book on Amazon. How's that? I've got a bunch of books that I wrote. I try to keep busy with being with ADHD and not paying attention. I kind of dabble in a few things here and there, but the key is to start off with one thing that you really love and follow through with it. That's what I did. I just followed through with it until I made a little bit of money with it. I kind of built it a little bit more, and then I let that kind of automatically run by itself, and I start something else. That's the way to do it. You got to follow it through for 6 months or so, and then once you get that going, put on autopilot, do something else. After a couple of years, you'll be in six figures. It'll be a great way to have a good life and not stress out, or not have to worry about where your next dollar's coming from, or get yourself a nice house and a nice car. Boom. Live the life the way God meant it for us. He wants us to be happy, healthy, and prosperous. So this is the ministry, dude. I'm signing off for today. I want to say that we love you here at the ministry, dude, and excuse me. We hope you have a blessed day. And be careful out there because COVID's still around. We love you. Have a great one.